A lot of hunters I talk to don't realize how big these black bears get up here in Alaska.
I see a shooter. Oh yeah. I mean, I can hear my heart and it's just beating out of my chest.
We've hunted all over the world and there's some amazing places, but there's no place like Alaska.
So we started out for the afternoon hunt, getting in the skiffs and working our way up the shoreline, and it wasn't too long where we spotted a really good black bear.
Dave, it's a short beach there, and when he walked out, I think he'll pop up over. He'll be in this next. We'll just get a mouse around there and we'll get up there sitting, wait.
You know, you just can't help but get excited, and the fact that there's a huge Alaskan black bear just a couple hundred yards from you, just over the next set of rocks, and your heart just starts pounding.
It's a nice bear. I mean, it's size-wise, it's a very nice bear, but the skin quality isn't quite there. I think we can do better. Yeah, for something different.
You can tell looking at his head, he's a good bear.
He's a good bear.
He knows what he's looking for.
Yeah.
Killing time before the salmon.
Yeah, exactly. Lots of fish, short hibernating season. That and genetics, those three features. They've grown big here.
That's just awesome.
That is cool.
So even though we passed on that bear and you have a little bit of disappointment, the fact that you saw a black bear, you got that close, and you know you're getting that much closer to finding the one you want really just gets you excited for the next day.
Alaska's Inside Passage. Carved by glaciers, this was the water route traveled by the native Tlingit and Haida. Russian explorers, hunters, and settlers came here for centuries. And it's the course followed by the Klondikers bound for the gold fields. Today, its riches lie in its untouched beauty.
It's been described as the last frontier, and it truly is. It is such a diverse place. It is so rough and remote. It's just by its nature, it is the way it was created. Until you come here and you see it and you experience it, you cannot describe it to somebody.
I had to pick up the cameraman, and we've got a lot of gear to load today. Hey, Kev.
Hey, Dean, how you doing?
How's it going?
Going good. Looking forward to this trip.
I'm gonna load this baby up. Another feature I love on my F-150 is this tailgate step, assist bars. Very helpful when you got a lot of gear to load. And between his gear and my gear, we had a lot to put in the F-150. I think we can probably use this bed extender, so give us a little bit more room.
Oh, look at that. I think we're set.
Okay. You nervous?
How many years you been flying, partner?
Too long.
All right, that'll
40
work.
right to here.
Good.
I was not too incredibly excited about the float plane.
You the man. You got this.
Taking off, you just take off and all of a sudden you're gliding. And then you're up in the air and you're looking at just some incredibly majestic scenery.
Former pro golfer, lifetime hunter, and angler, Josh Clough's HS Precision's marketing and sales director. Now below appears his new 78-foot home.
We flew into a cove and met up with the boat, the Alaskan Grandeur.
One of the other really great parts about this trip was I was coming up to hunt with the Rosenbrooks, and I've known them for the better part of 10 years, and they really are like a second home here in Alaska. With the Rosenbrooks, you have 3 generations of hunters. It all started about 50 years ago with Jim and Marianne. And
we got started in the guiding business about 47 years ago. We've had a family operation.
And his wife, Marianne, is the first female registered master guide in the state of Alaska. And then it moves on to the next generation with Mutt, Jim's daughter, and her husband, Zach.
Glacier Guides is a yacht-based hunting operation. You know, we guide for brown bear and black bear, mountain goat, wolf, and we do some 6 to black-tailed deer hunts as well.
We have summer fishing and adventure tours where we do freshwater fishing, saltwater fishing, hiking, exploration, glacier tours, kayaking, just fun summer activity for a whole family.
It's just a unique place to come, and people are drawn to it, drawn to Alaska, and to come see the last frontier and what it holds.
And then this trip was a really special treat. We had Zach and Mutz's son, Gunnar, on board. And you know, he's a little bit too young to get out in the field, but certainly you can see the foundation already starting to build. Well, Zach, after all this talking, we're finally in Alaska, and this is one of the most beautiful rifle ranges I've seen in a long time.
We have guys come from all over the world. You know, when they come up, we don't know how their guns are handled on the airlines, and you know, we get them out here and we get their guns sighted in and get them ready for the hunt.
Cool. Take your time, make it count. Josh, I wouldn't touch that at all.
Yeah.
That's perfect. This week we're using the Pro Series 2000, right?
Correct, yeah. This is our PHR rifle. We both have 375 H&H.
If you've hunted bears at all, you know they don't bleed. They've got long hair, loose skin, good fat left from the fall before. They don't bleed. So if you don't anchor them within 100 yards of where you shoot, it's very, very difficult to try and find them.
This, the Tongass National Forest, is one of the world's greatest temperate rainforests. An environmental treasure, its dense timber and thick undergrowth nonetheless make it a challenge to recover a wounded bear.
And this area is pretty unique, this temperate rainforest. It's, you know, obviously we're going to be hunting down on closer to the water all week, but you get up into this forest and you see it's just an amazing place.
Lush, green vegetation. It's picturesque. Where else would you rather be than here, man?
It's like a fairyland walking up through these river bottoms. It's this old growth rainforest, and you've got these giant towering 200 to 300 foot tall Sitka spruce that are 10 to 12 foot diameter, just these ancient giants that protect a myriad of undergrowth and understory, and then you have these amazing creatures that call it home.
A lot of hunters I talk to don't realize how big these black bears get up here in Alaska. The fact that they have all these salmon and such a great diet combined with great genetics, these bears are huge. They even rival some of the biggest grizzlies I've seen.
As far as our operation, you look in the record book, and nearly 52% of all the bears taken in the state of Alaska, we've taken.
The black bear is the most populous species of bear in the world today, with its numbers in North America approaching 1 million. Black bear attack more people than do grizzlies. The official means of scoring a bear is by combining the measurements of the skull's length and width. The SCI minimum score for black bear is 18.
There's several good beaches on our way. We're gonna go hunt the outside beaches. Been seeing a couple of good bears out there the last couple of weeks. So we'll go out there and see what we can come up with.
Okay, let's do it. And this time of year in the spring, these big bears come out late in the evening, almost dark, which up here is close to 11 o'clock. And they would come out to these big grass flats, and that's where they would feed this time of year.
We've got 3 bears spotted. We're gonna kind of cruise up here and get a little bit closer. I think it's a boar and a sow. And then I think there's probably 2 boars. Let's just see which one's bigger. One boar's got it running around chasing the other one off. This is awesome. It's pretty fun.
I mean, I can hear my heart, and it's just beating out of my chest.
Mutz is one of those guides that you just can't help but have her enthusiasm rub off on you.
She produces big bear all the time.
She thinks like a bear.
Swarovski Optic Quest is presented by HS Precision, engineered for accuracy. Ford Trucks, built Ford tough. Safari Club International, the leader in protecting the freedom to hunt and promoting wildlife conservation worldwide. Winchester Ammunition, the American legend. And by Swarovski Optic, providing you with the finest optics for making your outdoor experience rewarding every moment in the field.
Hunting Alaska's Tongass National Forest, host Dean Capuano and HS Precision's Josh Clough are already seeing bears with Alaska Glacier guides.
Right off, I knew that he looked good, looked like a nice bear, and got to the beach. Go ahead and get your gun out.
We got up to the shore about 100 yards south, upwind of where the bear was at.
He's right there.
The vegetation on the side of it wouldn't allow us to get onto the shore, so we were actually walking a couple feet out into the water. Finally, the bear, he turned, just enough to where we could get a good look at them. And I looked at Zach and I said, "Sure." Oh yeah, okay. All right, let's get set up right here. We got out to about, within 50 yards of this bear. Turned sideways and Zach, he says, "Can you shoot from here?" And I said, "Yeah." I never like taking an offhand shot if there's any way I can get about it. So I actually knelt down in the water, put one knee up, got drenched, completely soaking wet. I mean, I can hear my heart and it's just beating out of my chest.
There he is, take him.
I got him.
It was a good solid hit. The bear went maybe 10, 15 feet and piled up right there, and it made a great shot.
Thank you. Oh. That was awesome. It was awesome. Only one word for it. Life doesn't get any better, buddy.
Nope.
That's an awesome, great bear, Zach. I can't thank you enough, bud.
You're welcome.
It was kind of cloudy, it was rainy, and so we really didn't have enough camera light to get up to him and take a good look at him. So we loaded him up onto the boat and took him back to an island out by the Grandeur. The next day we came back in, we were able to take a good look at the bear.
He got bigger overnight.
Oh my gosh, look at him.
Oh, what a beautiful bear.
Look at his head, it's just got a great big monster head. Look at the claws on that thing.
Yeah, feel the tips of them. Feel how sharp they are.
Oh wow. What an absolute wonderful trophy in such a great resource and area. It's just, I thank you so much.
Hey, you're welcome. Good mature boar, exactly the kind of bears that we like to harvest.
The wildlife seen through the Inside Passage isn't limited to black bear. The land, sea, and air are filled with a cornucopia of animals.
Is that like a baby one? I think so. He has no idea what we're doing.
This hunt this week really is a true Alaskan adventure. Obviously we're up here to hunt black bear, but the experience that you get seeing the natural world in Alaska is just amazing.
That's the one thing I notice about Alaska is all the wildlife up here. It's almost curious.
Yeah.
They don't get a lot of people, and when you're up here, we try to be quiet in everything we do, but you can really see the difference. Everything we've seen, it's, they're weary, but yet they're kind of looking at you like, okay, I want to see what this person is all about.
What are you doing? Yeah. We've hunted all over the world, and there's some amazing places, but there is no place like Alaska. They just kind of make the daily rounds, come out, work the edges.
And sure enough, our first bear showed up at the opposite end of the grass flat. It didn't take her long to get excited about this bear.
That's what we came here for.
One of the things that's critical to hunting up here in Alaska is knowing what the weather's going to be like. It can change at any time, and you certainly don't want to get stuck out there when the weather turns bad. Knowing what conditions are coming in are critical for any hunter in any location, not just here in Alaska. When I'm at home, that's one of the really nice things about the F-150. I'm able to get real-time, last-second weather reports rather than getting it out of the paper, which was probably printed the evening before.
HS Precision's Josh Clough has taken his trophy bear, and a celebration is in order. Next stop is a trip to the Glacier, a final remnant of the ancient Pleistocene ice fields.
There's only 3 places in the world that have tidewater glaciers, and Alaska's one of them.
Iceberg, dead ahead. We actually got into a skiff boat and drove up right to the base of the glacier.
Sorry, I couldn't see that one.
Look at the blue on that.
That is unbelievable how blue it gets.
That's awesome.
Just the size of the icebergs as you go past them, it's just really breathtaking, and it's incredible resource and natural beauty up here.
For both hunting and sightseeing, Swarovski Optic offers handcrafted products which utilize the best of old world craftsmanship. After taking in the majesty of the Alaskan glaciers, it is time for Dean Capuano to get his bear, and he'll have Alicia Rosenbrook-Decker to lend a hand. With a father and mother who are both Alaska master guides, Mutz comes by her professional guiding skills naturally.
Mutz is one of those guides that you just can't help but have her enthusiasm rub off on you.
These bears they're just awesome. I've always been interested in them.
Ever since she was about 8 years old, she's been going out every day with her dad. Has just learned to love it and has developed the skills and the things to be able to do it. And is really, been recognized as one of the top female guides in the world.
She's the only woman ever appeared on the cover of Outdoor Life. She got the Professional Hunter of the Year award. That's the only woman ever to receive that, and the youngest person to receive that. She produces big bear all the time.
She thinks like a bear. It's a neat way for me to be able to share my passion for the animals, for the habitat that they're in, and for this great wild place that I call home. We'll head up there's a really neat meadow. We don't get to very often just because it's hard to get to.
So we headed up into this area, and it was kind of a wildlife estuary.
I think we'll just tuck in right around here.
So we found a set of trees just to kind of hunker down in and glass for a little while. And
typically they come out late afternoon or the evening. They just kind of make the daily rounds, come out, work the edges.
Down the back here. And sure enough, our first bear showed up at the opposite end of the grass flat. It didn't take her long to get excited about this bear.
That's what we came here for.
He's a good one. So at that point, we were probably 500 or 600 yards from the bear, and we really needed to make a quick, quiet stalk on this animal.
Just see the top of this back there, stay as low as you can.
Just as in hunting, things can happen. He's looking right at us. I'm not sure if he winded us, but he saw something that he didn't like, and he just started to hightail it out of the field.
Finest optics for making your outdoor experience rewarding every moment in the field.
It's one bear down, and now with guide Alicia Rosenbrook-Decker, Dean Capuano is making a final stalk on a wary trophy Alaska boar across the open grassy tidal flats.
Kind of worked our way through this little river and just moved through as quickly and quietly as we possibly could.
Okay, his head's still down feeding. You're gonna sit to my right.
Okay. As we came up over this rise, this huge black bear was less than 100 yards from us.
Just be ready. Let me look at it one more time. He looks good.
Okay.
He's relaxed all as well. Just wait.
So up until this point, things had gone pretty much according to plan, but just as in hunting, things can happen. He's looking right at us. He's looking right at us.
Don't move.
I'm not sure if he winded us or saw some movement, but he saw something that he didn't like, and he really just started to, hightail it out of the field. You can't help but wonder, at what point does my window close? And, what was a really cool deal was at that point, Mutt's experience really came through. She woofed at the bear. The fact that they're in the rut up here really makes them want to show their dominance. And those sounds that Mutz was making really got that bear just fired up, and he's just started to posture and kind of rub himself against the trees. But more importantly for me, it made me realize he was not going to leave the grassy flat before he showed us a little more of his dominance. There's a lot of trees in there.
Just wait.
He moved across, and I knew I wasn't going to have a perfect shot, but just make sure you had as broadside as possible. How far is it, Mutz?
A long way.
200?
Yeah.
My heart was pounding. A lot can go wrong in the last 3 or 4 seconds. I'm gonna take him.
All right. Looks good anytime.
Ready?
Yeah.
You go down?
Yeah. Take his
Over
head.
that little knoll.
I think he's there. Just watch. Nicely done.
All right, let's go check him out.
Let's get up there.
Pretty sure he went down just over that little. We walked up on this beautiful animal. You just can't help but get emotional. The fact that, I love hunting, I'm a hunter. You've traveled all these miles and you get to experience just this beautiful place. You just can't help caught up in the moment.
That is a huge black bear.
Awesome bear, Mutz. Awesome, awesome bear.
He is awesome.
And for
what
me,
a magnificent bear.
It's still the hardest animal to judge.
Oh, yes.
But when you see these big ones, there's just something different about them, and they just pop right out at you.
It's the way they move. You're exactly right. Big is big.
Yeah.
They don't get this big anywhere else on the planet.
We get
Congratulations. He is
Thanks.
unreal.
Overall, it has been an experience of a lifetime. It has been absolutely incredible. I mean, they say it is the last great frontier, and it truly is.
To other people, it's just a place on the map, but for me, it's all about an experience. It's a way of life and a journey into the natural world. One of the things here in Alaska that's just amazing to me is how quiet this whole, except for that plane.
How'd you have to give birth up on the ice?
I don't look forward to giving birth at all, never mind on a cold piece of ice.
5 daughters and a son, 3 of them
4 daughters
remain.
and a son.
That's true. I'm glad you corrected that. We'll get this right.
I was wondering where that 5th one came from.